Hello, everybody. Welcome to my follow-up for Music Complete. I listened to this album, how long ago? I posted the video on the 14th. It is now the 23rd when I'm recording this. Fantastic album. Fantastic album. Only songs I really don't enjoy on here are Stray Dog and maybe The Game, give or take. There's a lot of quality on this thing. So going track by track, Restless, it's not the best track on the album, and it's a strange choice for an opener, but it's still fine. Nothing wrong with it. Singularity, awesome. Awesome, dark, synth-driven track with a lot of drive. The bass melody really shines on it. I love the production. The whole album has great production. It's very crisp, sounds wonderful. Plastic, it's a better attempt at pulling the dated sounds, at pulling those dated sounds that they sometimes pull and making them sound new and fresh. It's not really a highlight for me, but I think it's a good track still. Tutti Frutti, borderline weird. Same with what was it, Fine Time off of Technique, where you got that just weird gravelly voiced man. But it's a nice Italo disco track. It has a chill charm to it that I kind of like. It's not one I'll come back to often, but it is fine in its own right. People on the High line, the keyboard line works well. I like the kind of, the vibe of that keyboard. It feels retro, but also fresh. Has a lot of nice elements, but it doesn't quite pull together into a full favorite for me. Stray Dog, great instrumental, but what the heck, Iggy Pop? What is that? Why? It's two things that don't fit well together, but what can you do? Academic, favorite track on the album. Really big highlight for me. Harkens back to Brotherhood, which Low Life and Brotherhood are my two favorite New Order albums. And the reason that they are, especially Brotherhood, which is my favorite, is that was the sweet spot of their post-punk rockier aspects mixing with their synth and house stuff kind of coming up later. And it was this perfect blend, especially a track like All Day Long, which is one of my favorites off of Brotherhood. Just blends rock and synth so cleanly and so well, and it's just a very satisfying pop rock album for me in that way, because it blends those two genres almost perfectly. And Academic kind of struck that note for me as a great blend of rock and synth, a good progression of melodies, great production. I just loved it. Nothing But a Fool, very interesting track. I like it. Has almost this Western tinged thing going on, out of in the verses and in the intro. But then when the chorus breaks, it turns into a completely different song, and yet the transition works really well. Chorus is fantastic with that satisfying 4-to-1 progression, great strings in it too, very swelling song. Really solid. Unlearn This Hatred, it's grown on me a bit. The verses are but the chorus is solid, I think. Again, another one of the Chemical Brothers tracks, I think. And it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. I think I like it more than when I first listened. The Game, it's okay. It's kind of a lull connective track sort of thing. It's not really a highlight, but it's not terrible. It's just not really one I'd opt for all the time. And then it ends with Superheated, which is really syrupy and kind of schmaltzy, but it's a pleasant pop song. It has that Killers vibe to it, because the Killers kind of swung more in that synth pop direction later on in their albums. And I think Brandon Flowers does a fine job. It's like I said, it's a little syrupy, schmaltzy, kind of cringy sometimes, but I don't mind it. So that is Music Complete. Pretty solid album. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you around. Godspeed.